What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with a very intimidated Will Leahey because he's so intimidated by my good looks.
That's right. It's a tough job, Ninja. Ninja, did you see this? The White Sox get absolutely shafted yesterday. They were called out on an interference here with a chance to win the game.
And he's just going back to the bag.
And he chooses to go around him. You got to go back to the bag.
No, they can't end the game like this.
And they actually, a little known fact on the internet is that they went into this inning down 8-2. They scored 4 runs, were on an insane rally, and they got this BS call. But I will say, Ninja, a lot of people are mad about this. I kind of think they should just do this with the White Sox season, because it's been absolutely disgraceful. And yeah, 15, 16 games left, just call it, man. They don't need to finish this thing out.
I like the way you think. Let's just break out random MLB rules that nobody knows about. I mean, obviously interference people do know about. This isn't it, by the way, Junior Valentine. This is, I don't know what you're looking at.
Even if he dropped it, it would still be a terrible call, but he didn't. There's no reason to.
He wasn't even close to drop. He wasn't even close to not getting there. This is a made up, I'm going to show my knowledge of the rule book. So I think we should have other knowledge of the rule book calls. Let's just pick up random rules and strictly enforce them to make the White Sox lose in every crazy way imaginable. I love the way you think, Will.
Yeah, this is something else. And it's a good call, Ninja. Let's petition to get this done.
We're going to start with our whip around the league. I'm going to start out with Ryan Feltner, who had 6 Ks and 6 scoreless innings, giving up 4 hits. His heater was up to 98 miles an hour, and he had these changeups and curveballs. And I know he pitches in Colorado, but dude's got a pretty solid arm and good stuff.
Feltner, I barely know her.
This is why Will's here. He faced Joey Estes, who had 6 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 4 runs, and had these sweepers. Grayson Rodriguez, friend of this show, had 7 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had these fastballs and sliders for a sword. He faced Mike Clevenger, who had 5 Ks and 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs. Had these sliders. And I know it says cutter on the screen here, but I think these were just sliders. Anyway, you make the call. If you want to go with cutter, that's cool too, but I think StatCast was over-cuttering this thing. In a battle of really good young pitchers, A.J. Smith-Shawver took on Ben Brown. Smith-Shawver had 4 Ks and 4 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up only 3 hits. He had his elevated 97-mile-an-hour fastball, his wicked curveball, and these sick changeups. I think his stuff is really, really good. He faced Ben Brown, who had 6 Ks and 4 scoreless innings, giving up only 1 hit. Brown's pitch this game was his knuckle curves. And I love this tweet I got. I tweeted out one of Ben Brown's knuckle curves, and a guy responds with, "This isn't a filthy pitch. Hitter has no discipline," or something like that. And then I overlaid this knuckle curve with a painted fastball so you can see as a hitter what you have to deal with. You can't look at pitches in a vacuum. And this fan changed his mind, total 180 degrees.
Smith-Shawver, I barely know her.
Yeah, you suck. Matt Waldron had 7 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He had this painted fastball. And what do we want to see when we talk about Matt Waldron, Will?
We want to see his knuckles, Ninja.
We do, and here we go. A flock of knuckleballs, just beautiful stuff. Waldron, don't look now, but he's starting to rack up some Ks, which is why I picked him in my K-prop parlay yesterday. Got to keep an eye on this stuff. He faced Frankie Montas, who had 3 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. He had this fastball and slider. And we got a Ninja shout out this game during the Reds broadcast. Thank you, TJ.
Your friend at Pitching Ninja.
Yeah, he does a great job with their pitch overlays.
Yes.
He'll have 2, one kind of ghost-looking pitch and a live pitch.
Watch those overlays that he does. That's how hard hitting is.
Zack Wheeler had 5 Ks and 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. His ERA right now is 2.53. He had these fastballs, including this sinker that ran 19 inches. That's wicked. And this splitter. And here's an overlay of his 96-mile-an-hour fastball and 87-mile-an-hour splitter. You can see what makes Zack Wheeler so tough. He faced Andrew Heaney, who had 1 K and 3 1/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, and had this elevated fastball. Wheeler? I don't even know her.
Nailed it, Ninja.
Kevin Gausman had 10 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. He had these fastballs and splitters, and this game was marred by StatCast losing power. There was some kind of power outage at the stadium. StatCast wasn't working. The mic sucked during the game. And Jason Benetti is one of my favorite announcers, probably my favorite announcer in baseball. He is fantastic. He's the best. But when StatCast isn't working, check out this. He calls this pitch a breaking ball.
There. By Matt Dearman. 2-2 coming. Leadoff batter of the fourth. And a swing and a miss. Strike three. That one dipped out of his zone. A breaking ball from Gausman.
This is Kevin Gausman's splitter. I would bet Will's life on it. It is absolutely Kevin Gausman's splitter.
And you know what? We won't stand for this, so we're calling for Benetti's head. We want him fired, and we want him fired today.
Jason, you're the best. Seriously, you're fantastic. I know you probably had to call this from up in the freaking skybox or something, but come on. It's a splitter. Gausman faced Jack Flaherty, was really good yesterday with 9 Ks and 6 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs and had these fastballs and breaking balls. Paul Skenes had 3 Ks and 6 innings, giving up 1 run. His ERA now is 2.25. He had these sliders and splinkers. Look how filthy these splinkers are. His breaking ball command wasn't great, which explains the low strikeout total. He really relied on his fastball and splinkers. But I will tell you what I love about this game is without his best stuff, not even close to his best stuff, he limited the Giants to 1 run and showed how he can pitch. Great stuff by Paul Skenes. This tells me more about him than when you have plus stuff. I mean, the ability to dominate a lineup and navigate a lineup with less than your best stuff, hat tip, Paul Skenes. Also love this interview of this kid during the game.
So is this permanent? No. It can come off, though. Okay, good. But I have to ask you, what's your favorite thing about Mr. Paul Skenes? His mustache and Livy Dunn.
Skenes faced Eric Miller at 3 Ks and 1 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run and had these fastballs. Luis Heel was freaking outstanding again yesterday. We have got to make sure the whole world knows how filthy Luis Heel is. I know New York does, but man, this dude is a top-notch pitcher. He had 8 Ks and 6 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 hit, allowing no runs. His ERA right now is 2.11. There have only been 3 Yankee pitchers to go 6 innings, giving up 1 run or fewer in 5 consecutive starts. Steve Kline, CC Sabathia, and Luis Heel. Heel had this 99-mile-an-hour painted fastball, this elevated fastball, this two-seamer and slider, and these turbo changeups. Look at the movement on this stuff. Here's his pitch breakdown for the game. And he is right now the 3rd favorite for Rookie of the Year. Mason Miller, number 1. And his odds for Cy Young are now plus 4,000. He faced Luis Castillo in a battle of the Luises, and Heel won. And Luis Castillo is the 3rd favorite for the Cy Young Award, despite his ERA being 2.31 to Heel's 2.11. Castillo had 3 Ks and 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this fastball and slider. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Jose Alvarado had this cutter. Cue the saxophone. Alexis Diaz had this fastball. David Bednar had this heater. Aroldis Chapman had this dirty splitter. Fernando Cruz had this sick splitter. Luke Little, who is an oxymoron because he's actually 6'9", had this sweeper. Yuki Matsui had this sweeper. Prince Albert had this painted curveball. Jeff Hoffman had this filthy splitter. Robert Suarez just threw fastballs. That's all he does. His pitch comm literally only has one button. It just says fastball. What does he even need a pitch comm for, Will? At one point this season, he threw 79 consecutive fastballs. He just doesn't give a shit. He's like the honey badger. He can get away with this in part because he has a very good induced vertical break of 19.5 inches, which means his fastball fights gravity 19.5 inches worth, which is one of the better marks in the league. So hitters will tend to swing under it. He also just spreads his fastball around. I mean, he has really good command, but he doesn't focus on one part of the strike zone. Like Jacob deGrom, Mr. Glove side, Hammer's glove side. Suarez fills up the zone with his heaters. He's thrown 90% fastballs this year, and hitters are only hitting 105 against it. Just Ninja dropping some knowledge this morning or afternoon or whenever you're watching this. This is one reason why you subscribe, right, Will?
Absolutely.
Clay Holmes had this sinker and sweeper, and I have no idea how this sweeper was called a strike. He missed his spot by the entire plate, and it wasn't in the zone, but yet, Jeremy Estrada just dominated yesterday. He had 5 Ks with these splitters and sliders and heaters, and after I posted him, he says, look, I made it. Dude, you made it when you dominated hitters, 5 strikeouts worth. I mean, 6 stuff, Jeremy Estrada. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, we have Danny Coulombe with this filth. Check out these knuckle curves and sweepers and a cutter to be thrown into. Number 4, we have Zack Wheeler and his front door two-seamer. That was nasty. At number 3, Kevin Gausman's splitter. At number 2, Luis Heel's turbo changeup. And at number 1, I'm going to give it to Paul Skenes' splinker. That pitch is so filthy. And you can see the release of his splinker in this slow-mo. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. College bullpens are the best. For a second, I thought this was Blake Trinan. My picks of the day today are a 4-leg same-game parlay plus. I'm going to start out with a same-game parlay of Zach Gallen for 6 Ks or more and Braxton Garrett for 4 Ks or more, and then take Shota Imanaga for 6 Ks or more and Justin Verlander for 6 Ks or more. And then I'm going to throw in my 30% Pitching Ninja Profit Boost token, which gives you a profit boost of 30% for any same-game parlay or same-game parlay plus of 3 legs or more. What would your picks of the day be?